Hey, I'm back. This is Ready, Set, Continue. Mike. So we're going to take a walk on the dark side again. Uh, Today, I actually did this already, but accidentally erased the recording. So I'm going to be re-recording my Hollow Earth episode. Friend of mine from Facebook, Bob Kerr, he I was asking suggestions on what to cover, and he actually said, "Do the Hollow Earth." This is something I've heard about. Much of us have, actually, but I really didn't know that there was really any evidence supporting it. I did some research, found some really interesting stuff. So I'm going to kind of walk this, through. Uh, so basically, let's start off with in. Okay, starting here. All right. So on November 23rd, 1968, the ESSA 7 satellite was taking some photos from space and was over the North Pole. So initially, it was like this big cloud covering over the North Pole. But as it started to dissipate, what was revealed was that the satellite photos showed a very large, massive hole up at the North Pole. Now, this going into it is that there's been speculations of that below Earth, below the surface, that there's multiple layers. It seems to be 3 layers is a generally thought idea, that underneath are what we know. Then there's like 3 other sub layers, and like an internal sun core, basically. So that's like one of the pieces of evidence saying that, this is like the major way in and out of the into the center of the Earth. Now, another piece of evidence: Vice Admiral Richard E. Byrd of the U.S. Navy was a distinguished pioneer, aviator, polar explorer who flew over the North Pole on May 9th, 1926, and led numerous expeditions to Antarctica, including a flight over the South Pole on November 29th, 1929. He also was a part of carrying out Operation High Jump, during which he discovered and mapped 1,398,000 kilometers of Antarctic territory. The famous explorer first entered in dispute of the Hollow Earth theories when several articles and books like Worlds Beyond Polisby. Sorry, I'm bad at this, at some of these names. Claimed that Byrd had not flown over the pole, but inward through large holes leading into the Earth. Let's go on to some other stuff. Also, taking into thought that some in ancient times, Babylonians thought that the Earth was hollow. Greek mythologies say that the Earth was hollow. The Buddhists actually still believe that the Earth is hollow and that millions of people live inside. They actually call it ag- agrata. Agrata. Yeah, I think I said that right. Holy shit, guys. So, and it was considered as an underground paradise. Uh, Also, a lot of the ancient um, societies that believed in the hollow Earth idea, they also claimed that it was a land of giants underneath. Now, there, this one I'm not quite sure about because you know we if you're into conspiracy theories and such, um, I'm sure you've seen some of the photographs of like the enormous skeletons of giants. Um, Personally, I'm not quite sure about. I mean, they could easily be um, fabricated. They could be photoshopped, but lo and behold, I did find several articles, newspaper articles by major press. We're not talking like the National Enquirer here. We're talking like real newspapers talking about how uh, expeditions have dug up um, out of these caves bones of giants. And we're talking like almost 9 feet tall. So, but where's the evidence? It just disappeared. That's what history tells us. When asked what happened to them, we don't know. Apparently, they were dug up and shipped somewheres, and no one knows where they went to. No one knows, you know, who shipped it where. It's one of those weird things. Uh, Also, uh, Leonard Euler, a mathematical genius from the 18th century, concluded that the Earth was hollow, containing a central sun, and was inhabited. Uh, Dr. Edmund Halley, discoverer of the Halley's Comet, and a royal astronomer of England, also believed that the Earth was hollow, and inside had once again the three floors. A map of the Third Reich shows several secret passages depicted, which were used by German U boats to access mysterious underground regions, as well as complete map of both hemispheres and the mysterious kingdom of Agratha. Um, and hold that thought. I'll be right. And we're back on. So, excuse me as I'm rude and eat goldfish on camera. Um, and continuing, Carl Unger. There we go. All right. A crew member aboard a U-boat commanded by, oh, here we go, Henrik Bruda. Bruden. Bruda. People spell out your names. Wrote letters stating that the crew had reached the interior of the Earth and that they didn't consider coming back. In maps made by famous cartographer and artist Henrik C. Buren. I actually practiced some of these names before saying this. I just fumble on them. I'm so sorry. You know, I'm sure Germans make or get American names wrong all the time. Sorry. But anyway, uh, Henrik um was a was an artist and cartographer for the National Geographic Society in 1966, and the Antarctic continent can be observed without its thick layer of ice. Um, but the most intriguing detail are the presence of underwater passages spanning across the entire continent and seeming to converge at the exact location that is identified as the opening towards the hollow earth or inner earth. Um, and so this is actually, well, I'll get to that. Give me a second. I'm going to go on to this. The Moxuo Indians knew about the existence of the hollow earth nearly 100 years ago. The Moxuo Indians are indigenous people who live in the Amazon, in countries such as Brazil, Guyana, Venezuela. Sorry, it's 4:46 in the morning. I've been up all night working. According to their legends, they are descendants of the sun's children and creator of fire and disease and the protectors of the inner earth. Uh, their legends speak of the entrance to Earth. Until the year 1907, the Indians would enter some sort of cavern, travel from 13 to 15 days until they reached the interior. It is there at the other side of the world, the inner Earth, is where the giants live, creatures that have around 3 to 4 meters in height. Alright, and then here we go. Scientists have not long ago discovered a large ocean of water inside the mantle of the Earth. They point out that it is a large water tank that could fill the oceans on Earth 3 times over. This incredible discovery suggests that the surface water of the planet came from within the Earth as part of a complete water cycle on the planet, instead of the dominant theory proposed that the water arrived on Earth by icy comets that passed by the planet millions of years ago. Let's see here. Okay. So according to John Slees Sims Jr., American officer, trader, and lecturer, the Earth is hollow and inhabited within, containing a number of solid concentric spheres, one within the other, and that is open at the poles 12 or 16 degrees. I pledge my life in support of this truth, and I am ready to explore the hollow if the world will support and aid me in the undertaking. Let's see here. Even Harvard scientists distinctly say there may be an ancient Earth inside Earth. A team of Harvard scientists believe the remnants of an ancient Earth dating to the time another planet collided with ours to produce the moon may still be lodged deep within the Earth's mantle. And let's see here. And then with the inner sun idea, the planet Earth produces a heat flow from unknown origin, according to scientists. According to the experts, experts, ghost particles are coming from the Earth's center. Researchers have found, according to, man, these freaking words, geonatros, oh man, around 70% of the Earth's heat is generated by radioactivity emanating from within. So, I mean, you got several different, you know, people from very prestigious backgrounds all talking about, uh, you know, that there is, definitely a lot of ideas, a lot of proof that can suggest that yes, that the Earth is hollow. Is it that there's people living down there? That part, no. We don't have that evidence. But to suggest that the Earth is hollow, it's I'm actually amazed at how much evidence there is suggesting that yeah, there's like passageways down below. I know, I think it was in the Ukraine, I believe. Yeah, it was Ukraine where they were finding. This was a couple, maybe like 2-3 years ago, that they were finding all these underground passages that were leading all over the place, that they were intertwined, that they were like all over the countryside. I mean, from cities to cities to cities. I mean, it's massive. It was they said it was impossible to catalog, um, the entire length of these, tunnels. So, I mean, everywhere you go, there's, in every country, there's these, legends of underground. There's tunnels that people don't know where they go to. It's. I mean, the more that I dive into a lot of the myths and legends and such, I keep trying or I keep realizing that no matter how far-fetched, there's a grain of truth within all these crazy stories. Most are embellished to either fit a criteria of, for, like, say, a religion or something like that, or they're exaggerations, or just simply, old wives' tales, but, with that grain of truth, like, or hearsay stories, like I heard this from this person. It's not intended to be exaggerated, but it does exaggerate over time. So, I mean, this is definitely one of those things where we have to. I mean, I think it's fascinating. I mean, we talk about population problem and everything. I think that this is more than, you know, worthy of our attention to be exploring. Is there actually, this inner earth and such? And, it could, if we find it and are able to explore it and everything, I mean, we're talking all new resources. I mean, who knows? We may find new elements that we've never seen before. New life. I mean, definitely life. If not, I mean, when I say life, I don't mean that, you know, humanoids, or I mean, it could be. Who knows? I think that, I mean, part of science is that you can't really rule out anything ever. You know, everything is under suspect of a possibility until all possibilities are ruled out. Everything. If there's one shred of possibility, it still has to be considered. So, I mean, me personally, I don't know. I need more proof about, like, humanoids living down there. But animal life, oh, absolutely. I mean, you gotta figure there's gotta be something. You know, giant worms. you know, uh, you know, like Blaine of King Kong. You know, that type of stuff going on. Who knows? Um, I mean, there's so many possibilities. I mean, I take for instance, you know, I think that we have to kind of take this into consideration. Look at the oceans and how much we've explored. We really don't. We know more about space than, you know, our oceans. So, you know, if this is true that the Earth is hollow, that just shows that we don't even know about our own planet like we thought, which brings this whole nother level of exploration. I mean, I love science. I love hearing about this stuff. I love alternative science because I hate hearing the same stuff. You know, theories evolve, science evolves, life evolves. So, you know, to think that since like 1950 we've had everything like totally figured out, it's bullshit. You know, we're always thinking, we're always changing theories, you know, flip flop. So, you know, this is something I'm going to be diving into a little bit more. I want to find more examples. So keep tuned if you're big into the Hollow Earth thing. I have noticed you guys are loving that Mandela effect. That is one hot topic right now. I love reading about it. I want to get a nice list and do like a questionnaire for you guys, and something that you could play for your friends and see what they think. So, but anyway, I am going to sign off at that. I actually think I did a little bit better on this one than the initial, so maybe it's a good thing that I accidentally erased that last one. So yeah, have yourselves a good day. Love you all. Take care of yourselves and take care of someone else. All right, I'm Mike. Peace.